Welcome, Cancer, to your February 2023 reading. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and in the comment section below put new subscriber, then ask your question. And that lets me know that I will go into more depth when I answer you and shuffle for you. For everyone else though, I'm also opening it up to everyone to ask a question as well, and I'll give you a yes or no answer, or I will give you a short answer to what comes through for you about your question, if that makes sense. Now let's get into your reading. This month I'm using a deck that looks a little bit tattered and worn, and I apologize for that, but this is my personal deck and I was really drawn to use it this month. I don't use it for anyone else. I don't use it for other people's readings. This is my personal deck, and I as I said, felt drawn. I love the imagery on this, so there's something that needs to come through for some people that will be speaking to me through these cards, because I have specific things associated with the imagery on these cards, specific messages. So I'm feeling like there's going to be some specific messages for people this month too. Now, this is the Mystic Tarot deck, just by the way, if anyone wants to know. I cannot remember the author or the person that did the beautiful imagery, but you can still get this deck, so look it up, Mystic Tarot deck. Now, Cancer, there are a few things that are really standing out to me in your reading this month. Now, first off, you have 3 9s. So I'm not a numerologist, but I do like to look at synchronicities like that, and I'll go into more detail about those. But also you've got another message here that is telling me there's going to be some shifts and changes that are coming through. But let's go through the cards. So you start out your reading with the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, there may be a fire sign, a significant fire sign in your life. So that is a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. Now, the Knights of Wands, I don't normally read the Knight of Wands as people, but because this is a general reading, I will. But Knights are all about movement and energy, and to me, you are coming into February on the go, racing in, lots of fiery energy, lots of creative energy. And you're racing in almost where angels fear to tread, or you're racing in to save the day here in February. Now, specifically for some people out there, obviously this isn't going to be for everyone, but I do see a wedding potentially here with this fire sign. This is something that some of you may be racing into very quickly. Things are coming in hot and heavy. Now, this can also talk about you potentially being given some money in February as well. Now, this could be either you giving or you receiving some money. And again, this could be for a wedding here. But I feel like financially you're in a really good place anyway. But yeah, you could be actually giving to charity. You could be giving to you could be the one giving to your family for a wedding. You could be supporting, buying shares as well. You could be doing that. But this is more, a give and take kind of energy in that Six of Pentacles. But I do feel there is money all around you. Now, you've got the Eight of Cups here. Now, the Eight of Cups really is a card here that is talking about walking away from a difficult situation. And I feel like for some of you, if you make this decision to walk away, it is going to be quite earth-shattering for some people. You have the Tower right beneath that Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, I actually really like this card. The imagery on it looks really dark and gloomy in this particular deck, but the message of the Eight of Cups is that you've actually made this decision, and it's been something that has really been worrying you, been troubling you. And these worries, these concerns may be accentuating I don't know if accentuating is the right word, but it may be certainly a large factor in why you are walking away here from a situation. And as I said, this is going to be quite shocking. But I'm not feeling like that for you. I'm feeling like it's more shocking for those around you. Now, you could potentially have a significant Taurus or as I said, a fire sign here that this could shock and relate to. But the Eight of Cups talks about moving forward, which is always good, not actually knowing where it is you're going. You can't actually see. You've taken this leap of faith, in a sense, and just known that where you are is not the right place for you to be, and you are going to be moving in a new and exciting direction, even though you don't know where it's going, where it is that you're going. And this can actually be quite shocking for you as well. This could be I'm not feeling like this Tower is coming in and changing a significant, it's a significant kind of shocking event here. I'm feeling like you are bringing about a bit of a Tower moment in your own life, and you are actually making some decisions to change things up. And this can be in your relationships, this can be in the way you think about your life, in the way you process stuff, in the way you communicate, in the way, this is going to change things up for you inspirationally as well. This Tower moment, this shift, this move that you yourself are bringing in. Now, next to that Eight of Cups, you've got the Nine of Swords, and this is one of the three nines that I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning. You've got three nines. One of the three nines. Now, you've got the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. But just to go into what it means to have multiples of nine, before I go into the meanings, is really the nines actually reflect extremes in happiness and extremes in sadness. It's kind of extremes in whatever suit that they represent. So emotionally, mentally, your stresses and strains in February, I feel like these could be accentuated. You might be feeling quite stressed out about this walking away from something. And this can be different for all of you. This can be just you choosing to no longer stress and strain and worry about everything in your life, in particular your relationships or something you're passionate about, your career, your creative endeavors. I feel like a lot of you are just going to be saying, I'm not doing this stressing and straining and worrying anymore. But I feel like multiples of nines really can also talk about you attaining your goals in a spectacular fashion. Or you might sort of allow your fears to bring you to a grinding halt as well. So I feel like there is this almost like this tower moment is quite significant in February here for you, Cancers. This is really you doing some soul searching too. You might be feeling like you've paid a really high price for something that you've been attaining or wanting to attain. And you might be sort of worried about having to protect what it is you've created as well. These are just some messages that are coming through here, guys, for some. But this tower moment is going to be a release here. And I really like this energy where some would look at this reading and go, this is quite stressful. And I mean, I do see that you are stressing and worrying, but I'm like feeling in February, you're just like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm walking away from this, I'm not stressing, I'm not worrying. Now, again, some of you might be feeling like burnt out and and I feel like you've put so much energy and effort into a particular project, something that you have been doing, even your career itself. And you feel like giving up. You're almost at that stage where it's like, I can't do this anymore. But just know that this tower moment, I feel like, is going to push you over to that number 10, which is the completion. And so I'm just kind of, the message is like, hang in there if you have been working on something wonderful and amazing that you absolutely started out loving, but has become quite burdensome and quite humdrum. If you have put a lot of time and energy into it, just know that something is coming to an end here. But you've got the energy to do this, Cancer. You've got that Knight of Wands to complete any difficult project that you have been working on. But yeah, I feel really good about this tower moment here. I feel like you are bringing in a lot of these shifts and changes to make your life better, to stop the worries, to complete the projects, to make money. But you've got the Nine of Pentacles here, so this is extremes as well. So I'm feeling like money's flying everywhere in February here. And as I said at the beginning of the reading, you could be giving money to others. You may be receiving money, but you're in a really good place financially here with that Nine of Pentacles. I really like that. That's a very positive card as well. You know, you're working towards making a lot of money, but I feel like you're very generous and very charitable. You've got the Hierophant here. This is a really interesting card. Yeah, and as I said, I feel like some of you could maybe even change the way you are going to be making money. You could have been working for a corporate kind of structure, if that makes any sense, like a corporation or a business, and it's making you great money. You're not unhappy with that, I feel, but emotionally you are feeling that this isn't bringing you joy, and you could potentially be walking away from a job or a business or something that you actually have put a lot of energy and effort into. You might make the decision to say that is all of this stress, is all of this worry, is all of this financial kind of outlays that you could be putting into this project worth it? And you might be making a decision here to walk away from that as well. But the Hierophant is quite a spiritual card as well. You know, this is to do with religious structures. This can be spiritual things that you are, beliefs that you are changing as well. And again, this is general, so take what resonates here. But for a lot of you, you might be choosing to walk away from a particular way of thinking, a church, a community group, and others. Again, this, as I said, this is a month of either ors, vice versa, extremes and not extremes. But I feel like you could be changing the way, walking to something that is a lot different to what those around you believe in, or what those around follow. You know, if they are in a church, you might be walking to a different kind of belief. You know, you might not believe what your parents believe in, or that kind of stuff. So you could be shifting and changing there as well. This is just the messages coming through in that Hierophant. But you know, again here, some of you could be walking away from a marriage. You don't know where it's going. You don't know what life's going to look like on the other side, but I feel like you're choosing to walk away because you kind of have to. And others, you could be, as I say, walking into marriage. You don't really know. This could, I'm even getting like an arranged marriage here for some of you. Like a marriage that's happening really fast, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what it's going to be like, but you just feel like you've got to take that leap of faith and go for it. And yeah, this can be shocking for a lot of people in your life as well, and shocking for you too. But yeah, again, this you take what resonates here, Cancer. But that Tower moment is showing up here, and I feel like this is tumultuous energy, but as I said, in a very good way. It's like the story of the Tower card is that bolt of lightning that comes down and hits the tower that is not built on stable ground. It's built on this rocky outcrop in the middle of the ocean. And you can see there Poseidon is, in this particular deck, is throwing a massive storm at it. And in traditional decks, it's the same sort of imagery where a lightning bolt comes from the sky to knock the tower over. And it's a terrible thing to be witnessing, you know, the building around you. Normally you would see people leaping from the tower because they know, if I don't leap, it's going to fall down, and they need to leap into the ocean for safety there. But this is you creating this rather than an external kind of thing for a lot of you. I mean, for some, this is just like a shocking event, unexpected as well, that is happening that's going to spur some movement into your life where things were stagnant, when it does come to the way you were feeling, and how you were thinking as well. It's just shaking things up. And this leads to that final card from the Gateway Oracle deck, and that is embracing the future. And this is just so poignant. Now, the affirmation for this particular card is, I step into the future with an open heart. And the meaning of this card is, what is expected in life tends to be realized. If you anticipate an amazing, joyous, healthy, prosperous future, this is more likely to occur for you than if you assume the worst. Expect the best. Be open for anything. Imagine your life filled with happiness. Your wondrous future is resting on the horizon of your soul, shimmering and bright. And the universe wants you to know today is yesterday's future. And in every moment you are creating your future. If you're patiently waiting for the future to bring you joy and contentment, your desired outcome may never arrive. But if you learn to create happiness now, your days will be filled with pleasure and bliss. It's great to have a dream. However, if you don't learn to find satisfaction in the meantime, you may not notice when your dreams come true. The purpose of life is not about manifesting your desires. It's about discovering the inner gifts of the heart and experiencing and sharing joy. Be happy now. Enjoy the journey as much as the destination. I see this card so linked with that Tower card, believe it or not. I mean, you look at that beautiful card, you see the figure walking through a doorway in a field to the most beautiful landscape in front of them. And this Tower moment is kind of, to me, allowing you to be able to do exactly what this card says and enjoy bliss now, whatever that means for you. If that means that you need to walk away from a situation that you have been feeling stuck in emotionally, then some of you may do that. For others of you that are worrying and stressing about a particular project, or just generally stressing and worrying over your work, I feel like this is coming to an end. You're making some decisions here to leave all of that stress and strain and worry behind you as well. And you are going to be doing exactly what that card says, embracing the future and enjoying your bliss and going on to that. I mean, you know, the 3 9s here, the next is the 10, as I said, moving on to the completion of things that you've been working on here, and your mental and emotional well-being as well. So I hope I didn't go on too long there. I hope that resonated with you. Please take me up on my offer of that free mini reading, and subscribe and leave your comment down below. And also just ask me a yes or no. I'd love to shuffle my cards for you as well. So have a great month, Cancer. I hope to see you next month.